in Europe and South Africa, offering Forex, indices, commodities, crypto, and over 100 stocks. Now, at AAAFX, you pay no commission on any Forex pair using their ECN Plus account and low commissions on cryptos and stocks. Plus, you can deposit with cash or crypto, get a free VPS with deposits over 5K, and easily integrate the well-known copy trade service Zulu Trade. While you're waiting for the stream to start, go and check them out by clicking the link in the description, comments, or visit AAAFX.com.
Hey, what's up, Trading Nut? Hope everyone's doing well. Just waiting for the room to fill. So welcome back to the Trading Nut YouTube channel. So today we are live and we're going to be watching the dollar. I'm currently watching the dollar CAD for shorts. I see there's a potential for price to move lower. But yeah, here for today, myself, Rodrigo and Diego, we are the bank level traders from CTI. And so we use smart money concepts and we use patterns to filter out all of the best points of interest. And so what we do is we look for these points of interest on the higher time frames and we look for lower time frame entries. So stick around. Hopefully we can find a trade, and we'll wait for Diego to come in and we'll see what he's looking at. But in the meantime, we can go straight into the indices, and then we can start looking at the dollar pairs. So let me know who's in the chat right now. Yeah, Pat. Let's see, Israel asking about gold. Yeah, so gold is something that we can look into for sure. So have you guys you guys can hear me okay? Just type a 1 in the chat. As you can probably tell from my voice, I'm not feeling 100%, so do bear with me if I don't sound 100%. I'm just gonna invite some traders over. Here we go. Good, you guys can hear me okay. Lawrence, what's up, man? Oh, I've had better days, mate. Just coming out on the mend from man flu. Hope you're well, buddy. How's fatherhood? We can catch up on Discord. Let me know how you're getting on. Let's have a look. All right, just sending an invite. Cool. All right. So let me see if I can share my screen straight away, because there's a potential move I'm seeing on the dollar CAD. Right. So so on the dollar CAD, we had a move above this buy side liquidity into this fair value gap, and quite a strong move lower on the back of the not so hawkish comments from Powell last night, and price is now heading slightly lower, and I'm anticipating for this daily order block to for price to target this daily order block. So let's go over down to the lower, the H4. On the H4, we have a very small retrace, and now I'm looking for a continuation lower. So for these type of moves, what I want to see is for the retracement to be in the form of a pattern, which is what we got. So I'll be looking to take this continuation move lower. Hello, hello.
Hello,
Mr. D.
boss. Yes, Rod. How are you?
Oh man, I've had better days.
Yeah. Are you still recovering from that crazy bug that you had?
Yeah, still recovering, but can't get away from the charts.
Of course, yeah, you're a cat, man. This guy's never gonna take a break from the charts. You remind me of me.
Yeah, but I'm seeing a really interesting move on the dollar CAD for potential shorts.
Nice, 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 nice.
I really like how we had a nice flush lower, and now we've got this compression breakout. So I'm looking to yeah, this has got potential, but it should have dropped by now, which is what makes it a little bit suspicious.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go into the lower time frames to see if there is anything that I'm missing here. It's a bit of a difficult one, actually. It's quite
Very choppy and extended. It's rangy. It's not the cleanest. It's not really screaming at us, is it?
no. I mean, if it was going to react from anywhere, it would have been from this banker block,
Basically, yeah.
which has now been filled. So if this banker block fails, then there's pretty much nowhere really else where price could reverse from, unless we're going to get a more extended pattern, perhaps like this. Which it seems as though we might get something like that.
Potentially, yes. It's not really. I'm looking at dollar CAD on my screen, and it's just telling me stay away. It's saying do not trade at Diego.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this level is going to hold.
I've got a nice parallel channel actually. I just looked at mine. Have you got the same? If you go on a 15-minute, it looks like a nice channel.
Okay.
Yeah, just do the parallel that on the 15-minute, you'll be able, yeah, it's a perfect parallel channel.
Something like this?
No, just if you extend the trend line, the top one all the way to the left. I think that's the one. Hold on. Yeah, and then do the parallel version of that.
Yeah, it's nice.
There you go. So that's what I've got.
Okay.
It's still not that clean. It's probably gonna wipe out the previous high, right, to the left.
Yeah, most likely. Let's see how price reacts. But
so who's in the building? Yes, Lawrence, my guy. How you doing? Oh, look at that. So look, let's highlight this so everyone can see. So Lawrence recently just caught a nice long on EU, which is 5R, and is running at 11R. And again, this is one of our BOT students. He's just smashing it now. Amazing. So this is the kind of risk reward that you should really be expecting with the BOT. So that's fantastic, Lawrence. You've basically mastered it. How long did it take you, Lawrence, to get to the point where you're confident and you're seeing these consistent results so the other viewers can see? And I'm good. Thank you, Lawrence. I know it's a bit, the live stream is a bit lagging, but I'm doing amazing. Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see what's going on indices, because I was anticipating further upside, but it looks like we were getting some action. We're getting quite a strong retracement lower. Right. Okay. I see. So we're on the S&P 500. We're getting a retracement lower on the third. Yes, it's on the third tap. Price is now heading towards this this 200 MA. So although I have an extended target up here, I was just anticipating for price to move higher. We could actually get a retracement down to retest these highs on the S&P 500. These highs are already being tested on the Dow. So let's see what's going on. On the Dow, I've got this. Let's go into the daily. Got this banker block, which is in line with the top of this channel, where I was anticipating for price to continue into. So price is likely to target this liquidity up here. So still anticipating further upside on indices. I am looking for a big short on indices. So definitely keeping an eye on that. But let's see how we get on here.
Lovely. Just quoting Lawrence's joined BLT around March 2022, and he's been consistent for the last 4 months. So that's around 8 months, and he's been consistent for the last 4 months. So it took him 4 months to get everything to grasp. So that's it. That's pretty decent progress, which is more or less what we anticipated. On average, around 6 months to get the hang of things, because it's not an easy strategy. It's definitely very complex, but once you get the grasp of it, that's it. So it's a walk in the park. So nice. I appreciate Lawrence. Nice one. Well done.
Yeah, what takes us years will take you guys months.
Yeah, it took us a decade, a whole decade. And then you guys, even if you're new to trading, you don't have to go through the journey that me and Rod went through, which is up and down, up and down, up and down, stress, no money, breaking accounts, and all over the place. And then eventually we hit that consistency, which took 8, 9, 10 years. And then somebody like Lawrence comes brand new, takes him 8 months, right? So this is the value in educating yourself and investing in yourself, everyone. You're going to really cut the corner sufficiently. So that's pretty amazing.
It's all about learning from everyone else's mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the key. All right, let's see how price reacts on the S&P 500. I'm going to set some alerts here. In the meantime, let's have a quick look at the dollar. We're getting a pullback. So on the DXY, I would ideally like to see price come down towards this this daily order block here. Price hasn't quite yet reached it. So for me, on the DXY, any rallies are to be shorted. So that's why I was looking at the dollar CAD, where price is now at this new point of interest for any potential shorts. But we're going to have to wait for a confirmation, which is some sort of breaker structure, in order for us to have any interest into taking any shorts. For now, there's just a little bit too much momentum on the dollar CAD, perhaps maybe on the back of crude oil. What do you have for the DXY? I'm anticipating further downside towards 104.330.
Nice. I've got something similar. Yeah, I'm expecting further downside, and then big longs coming up.
Yeah, anticipating further downside as well.
Short term, yeah, short term. But yeah, basically bearish as well until maybe NFP and then until next week, and then bullish. So yeah, definitely bearish at the moment.
So yeah, let me know when you're ready to share your DXY. Let's see if we got any opportunities to short.
Okay, let me just make sure I've got everything here.
Wow.
This is Morris.
Massive.
I envy Lawrence. Just started a month ago with Smart Money Concepts. That's decent. It's a good time to start now, to be honest, Morris. Just put the work in and you're good to go. And yeah, what Lawrence, yeah, practice and trust the process. You know, you hear this all the time, but once you apply it, it doesn't come overnight. It doesn't happen within a month. It's going to take a few months, and then eventually it clicks. So just obviously don't give up. DXY. Let me share my screen. Ready when you are, Rod.
Looks like most dollar pairs have made their move already, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good time to trade this morning. Okay, so dollar. What have I got for dollar? Well, these equal lows have been wiped, which was what we sort of anticipated. It was very obvious that they were going to get wiped, but they're wiped now. If we go to the H4, zoom out a little bit. I don't have many patterns. I'm just sort of waiting for these equal lows here on the left to get wiped. So this is done. We can delete this. And now I'm interested in this liquidity pool, which is further below. Right, if I just actually update it to something like this, and it's just a valid liquidity pool. That's my game plan, more or less. If we go to the daily, I'm still anticipating price to wipe out these equal highs here to the left, as you can see, but that is not going to happen for a while. So let's focus on what's relevant, and that to me at the moment, it's bearish, right? I'm definitely bearish on the dollar short-term basis towards at least this point of interest. And then obviously if price decides to rally or drop, we'll adapt to what the market gives us. But for now, I'm interested in shorts, short-term shorts, and then we'll be good to go. What else do we have? If we actually go out to the weekly on the dollar, I've done a brief lesson with the BLT members in the previous live stream regarding the third trend line taps. So if we look at this here on the left, right, we've got one tap here, two tap, and notice how there's a tap here. It's not really tapped it, but there's a failed attempt, right? But with the failed attempt, if I said to you, do you think price is going to go to the bottom end of the pattern, right? Do you reckon it's going to go all the way down here and potentially break retest and retest the start of the pattern after this bearish momentum on the weekly time frame, guys, right? You'll probably say yes. And there's even a break of structure to the downside, right? It's very bearish, but then what happened was it didn't. It decided to consolidate a bit, drop a tiny bit, and then eventually just go long, right? So the point I'm trying to get across is if there's no complete boomerang, there normally will be eventually. So you've got one tap, two tap. I'm still expecting that boomerang. It did drop. It tricked traders it was going to go short, and it did go short for a while, but it ended up completing a boomerang, right? Something very similar is happening now, right? We've got a potential failed attempt, right? No boomerang yet. Lots of momentum, right? But now we're approaching a point of interest where price could potentially reverse and complete the boomerang. So just those fractals and history repeating itself is something that you need to be wary of. But obviously at the moment, I'm definitely bearish. And even with that being said, there's still that possibility that price might not even come up here and it might just continue triggering its way down. And if that's the case, nothing changes. We keep on trading what we see. and we keep on adapting to what the market is telling us. And obviously, looking at price action, just that one move here is enough. So right now we're bearish short term, then we'll reevaluate. It could potentially go a little bit lower, or maybe even a little bit lower, or it might reverse and go long. Doesn't matter which one is right. It's like playing chess. It's just that one move that you're interested in, okay? So not only have we got a failed attempt at the third time, we also have some beautiful equal highs there. So it's very likely going to climb back up here, specifically because, you know, there's a lot of, I mean, this bearish momentum, it's also likely to get faded. So lots of liquidity there to get faded back up. But for now, again, you know, I'm not trying to say it's going to come down here or up here. Just be wary of all the confluences that I just mentioned. But what we can focus is this one move to the downside, right? That's the only thing that's really important. So if we go back to the daily, sorry, the 1 hour, right? We've identified the equal lows. We've identified a liquidity pool. In fact, it's actually this one here. This is the plan A liquidity pool, and then there's a larger plan B liquidity pool below, right? So that's it. This is all I need to worry about. Looking for sell setups within this point of interest. So where do we have any sell setups? Okay, there's a banker block here. Fine, price could retest it. We can look for confirmation and break a structure on the lower time frame, and then we can sell it all the way down towards this liquidity pool at 103.750, right? And with that being said, it might not go there. It might even go a little bit higher and retest maybe some imbalances here, right? And then go short. So still bearish, but I'm also prepared for taking short-term longs if there's a change of character, but be wary of NFP tomorrow, okay? Any other patterns? I don't know. Let's see. We zoom out a little bit. Jasmine, what's XAU USD? That's a gold. Gold. Okay, so what else do we have? Okay, we have a bit of a pattern here. Potential bottom of this larger pattern, so just bear that in mind. So now, all of a sudden, this potential sell setup now becomes low probability. This is the thing with the BOT. Most SMC traders, they're going to be trading every single banker block, right? With confirmation as well, fair enough. And imbalances in between, which should be approximately down here. So there's an imbalance over here. I'm on the 1 hour. There's an imbalance approximately here. And there's an imbalance right here. So many SMC traders are going to be taking these trades, right? We're going to be avoiding these. We're actually going to not even look at them, right? What we are going to be doing is looking for a potential a setup that's in confluence with the larger pattern, right? That's what we'll be doing. So I'll be interested in any banker blocks or imbalances approximately up here, not the ones that I just mentioned, because the patterns are filtering out the low probability banker blocks and the imbalances. So at the moment, price is here. So we just have to wait, right? I would love to see some price action, or at least the bare minimum, some form of a pattern such as, what's this? Such as, this is quite perfect. I mean, this is beautiful. If I can see something like this again with a valid pattern, then I'll be interested in taking this potential boomerang, right? Notice how there's a 1, 2, and a boomerang, right? I'd love to see that, right? But I can't always, you know, the market's going to do that, not me. So if the pattern's here, I'll be using this particular banker block, which would be, I don't know, this one here. Fine, I'll use that. But guess what? If the pattern comes here now, right, then I'll be using the banker block that's in confluence with this boomerang. So I'll be using something like this, right? I'll be using this one, but I'm not going to be trading any quote order blocks that are over here and over here and over here, because there is no patterns in confluence with it. That's what the BOT does. It filters out the low probability banker blocks. So I'm just waiting for some form of a pattern in confluence with a banker block. So I'm going to delete these until there's a valid pattern, right? And also something that's quite important to know is, yes, there's even a breaker structure there, and on the lower time frames, there are also breaker structures here. Now, if I see, for example, a pattern here, right, I'm taking it. If there's confirmation, I'm taking it. Why? Because there's a pattern. It's part of the rules. You need to follow the rules. What would most likely happen is there'll be a new pattern, such as this. Look, an updated, valid pattern, and then we can hold this particular trade all the way down towards our point of interest, which would be down here, right? If there's a pattern. If there's no pattern, there's no pattern. And obviously, the best case scenario would be a pattern up here with a bigger risk reward. But at the moment, we need to wait for price action to give us the green light. And as it stands, dollars just, yeah, it needs a little bit of a break it just needs a break at the moment. But nice, clear structure. I like the patterns at the moment that it's forming. Emil, how did you just do that? I've got a magic wand. There's a little magic trick. What do you mean, Emil? Can you please elaborate? At what point do you mean, how did I just do that? Oh, do you mean when I got the candlesticks and I created a pattern like this? Or do you mean cloning the trend lines or the banker blocks?
Yeah, not sure actually.
Yeah, so I'm sure somebody asked, how did I just do that? You got this. Yeah. Okay, once Emil can clarify what the mean, and then I can get back into it. So yeah, that's my more or less focus on the dollar. Nice, clear price action, and there's no coincidence that there's a boomerang right now pending. I mean, look at this, right? What do you think will happen if we do get some price action here? Drops to the downside. Quote, NFP is around the corner. Surprise, surprise. Equal lows to the left. Surprise, surprise. And what? A boomerang, right? So that's my game plan for now. I could easily be wrong, but that's what the market is giving me, and that's what I'm going to base my analysis off. So that's my game plan, more or less, to be fair.
That'll be really nice to see tomorrow.
Yeah. So this is like a plan A liquidity pool. And there's also, you know, because it's NFP, I know NFP like the back of my hand. It loves to do a bit of a plan B liquidity pool, right? Trust me, I've been burnt so many times. It will most likely do this as well, a plan B, and then even have the cheek to take everyone out and go to this banker block down here, right? Is NFP. So watch out for this live stream, everyone. This is what will probably happen. Could be wrong, but this setup here, this buy setup is only valid if price action is dropping from here and it forms a pattern, right? That's only if it's valid. If it starts dropping from now, is invalid because there's no pattern. Copying the draft. Okay, Mill. Yes, I thought you meant that. So basically, there's this tool. If you look here to the left, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. Whoops. One sec. Zoom in. Boom, boom, boom. And this tool here, click it. You've got long, short, forecast, etc. And it's the bars pattern, right? So it's just the bars pattern. And then you basically just clone the pattern from the start where you want to clone it. And there we go. And then you can sort of backtest the fractals around it as well, which is pretty cool. So this, for example, is some form of a pattern such as this. And we can also, you know, there's going to be fractals of that. Look, even here, look, there's a nice fractal of that pattern here. Looks very identical. And then what happens after? There was a rally to the upside, right? Pattern, rally to the upside. Pattern, rally to the upside. Large pattern, right? Bit of a boomerang, rally to the upside. So that's the sort of patterns that we're waiting for with the order blocks and banker blocks and whatnot. So it's something good to backtest with these fractals. Okay, so
nice.
that's
I'm going to quickly cover gold, as that was requested earlier.
Yeah, go for it. Cool.
So with gold, Gold is approaching this buy side liquidity. It just looks unstoppable at this point. So if you are already long, I would suggest, continue holding and taking profits once this buy side liquidity has been taken out. So this is the daily time frame, by the way. So yeah, further upside on gold. But I will definitely be taking profits before NFP tomorrow, as it does usually get very, very choppy. So yeah, just watch out for that. So what we could end up seeing is a is for price to retest these highs. And then for price to continue higher. So just watch out for this potential move. So again, if we get some sort of pattern into this point of interest, then I'll be looking to take longs from that zone. So hopefully that's been useful for you guys there. What other requests were there? All right. Any trades that you took this week or earlier on today, Diego?
I've been taking some scopes, which is a little bit different, but there was a low probability BLT setup that I took earlier today, which was a loss. Apart from that, just some other trades here and there. Let me see if I could look for the setup. So it was a quick trade that I found on the euro. So first, let me just give you guys a backstory. So with this euro, I was anticipating price to come up here, right? Quite textbook, very clear, beautiful structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, I decided to take a short in the middle of no man's land, which is fine, but I'm very wary that if I'm taking a short in the middle of no man's land on the way up, I know that's low probability. So I know I need to be in and out. I'll be happy with a 2 to 3 R, right? So the actual setup, I don't want to reveal too much, was, I mean, you guys can see on Discord anyway, I posted it. It was in fact on the M1. And it was, where was it now? It was practically these, there was some equal highs here, right? There was compression, as you can see, and there was also this sort of pattern at the time. I mean, it's been updated a few times anyway, but then my entry was literally, where was it? No, hold on a minute. I don't think this is it. Wait for me. No. I'll take that back. It was actually here. My bad. Was it here? It must have, yeah, here we go. My bad. There we go. So there was a setup here. Here. And some compression up here somewhere. As you can see, and there was, some equal highs. There we go. That's it. So equal highs there. And my entry was approximately here, actually. It was a nice sniper entry. Stop loss above the head. And my take profit was down here somewhere. So that was my trade. But I was looking to bank 80% around here, right? And the actual entry, I can show you guys anyway, was in fact based off a 30-second banker block. Wherever it was, what was it? There we go. I believe it was the 15-second banker block. Right, so I set the order 2 pips below, which was approximately down here somewhere. Was it here? Yeah, down here. Yeah, 12. Wait, 1, 2, 12, and then 2 pips above. Which was around down there. No, it was above the head. My bad. And yeah, that was my trade. So I got triggered in. Beautiful sniper entry, which was right there. And I reduced the risk when price action obviously dropped in my favor. So, instead of risking all of this, then I decided to risk this, put it 2 bits above that, went into some profit. I saw 1.9 now, but I didn't really bank. My main TP was here at 3.57, then TP2, and then TP3 down here was where I was anticipating potentially price action to reverse from, right? As you can see here to the left, there was some confluences. So this is my trade, my quick scope, right? Obviously, it didn't really play out, but it is what it is. And yeah, that was just a value.
How do you handle trades like that?
I just follow the rules. Pardon?
How do you handle that, like psychologically? Like what, when the trade, you've done everything, you follow the rules, price, then the trade goes into profit.
Yeah, good question. Yeah,
but then yeah, it takes you out, because a lot of traders, when that happens to them, they go into tilt.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
How do you handle it?
I talk to myself. It's all about self-awareness. So when I'm in the trade, the beginning is you need that mindset. You're managing the trade. You're waiting for the confirmation to tighten your stop loss. And once you've tightened the stop loss, I keep on telling myself, okay, I'm gonna take a 0. Let's say you're risking 1%. I don't really risk 1%, but just for mathematical reasons, for just an example, I normally risk 0.1%. But let's say you're risking 1%. If I now reduce the risk to 0.3%, I keep on telling myself, you're going to take a 0.3% loss. I'm going to take a 0. I keep on telling myself, it's fine. I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to take a hit. I'm going to take a hit, etc. Sometimes I don't have time to put the trade on break even or tighten a stop loss, and I see some good profit. It might be 1.9R. And then it starts to reverse, and it starts reversing. But then I'm talking to myself thinking, okay, this is probably going to take me out, but I shouldn't take profit, because if I take profit now, when it's climbing up and I take profit here, for example, and it's a 1R, that's not what you should be doing. That's a very, very bad habits, because I've done that before in the past and I come out emotionally and then it ends up being a 10R winner or something crazy, right? So I'm accepting the fact I'm going to take a loss. I'm always talking to myself, always, because if I don't talk to myself, it's quite hard to manage that. And it's not even just that, it's just following the rules. If my stop loss was here at one point, then it's down here, then I just keep on managing the trade. I keep on trailing the stop loss until there's, obviously, the BOT members, they know what trade management technique I use as I'm tightening the stop. I just keep on doing that. And on the way down, I'm also banking profit. Obviously, this was a loss in the end, but it's all about accepting the loss before it happens. And if you see your losses, if you see your trade, you're in profit and it starts to come up, then you start visualizing what I start visualizing. Okay, I just saw 2R and I never took it, but it's fine. It's not my rules. Why am I taking 2R if my TP1 is down here? It's just one of those things. So yeah.
One thing that traders you need to understand is that what we're doing is we are trading. So what are you actually trading? You're trading the capital that you have, right? So the capital that you have is what you need to preserve, is what you need to protect. So if during the trade, when it goes into profit, instead of banking profits early, by reducing that stop loss, you're actually reducing the risk of that trade. And this is exactly what you want, because it's the same trade. It could potentially go to the same target, but you've just now paid less for it. So now your risk reward is increased, literally. So if you if you have a 3R, let's say you have 1 to 3 target, and then you were to reduce your stop loss by 50%, you've effectively doubled your risk reward. You now have a 6 to 1 just by shifting that stop loss by 50%. So that's something that's definitely something to bear in mind, that you have to be able to manage risk properly. You have to reduce those losses.
100%, 100%.
And if you do that on a consistent basis, you know, you're very, very likely to succeed. Looks like we're getting price reacting on the dollar CAD from that point of interest that I marked out earlier.
Ooh.
And it's that parallel channel that you suggested.
Nice boomerang as well.
Yeah. Let me go into the 1 minute to see if there's any breaker structures that we can work off.
It's a nice boomerang. And Euro as well, there's a boomerang as well. Interesting. Also, guys, when you're tightening your stop loss, right, don't do it just because you're in profit and you wanna protect the capital. You need to have a rule in place. You know, do you move your stop loss below the new breaker structure or the candlestick, or if you use the moving averages? There needs to be a rule. Don't base it off emotions and because you're scared of losing profit, for example. There needs to be a mechanical rule in place. That is
Absolutely. So I've decided to use this point of interest, even though it had been retested previously. I used it because it was in confluence with the top of this trend line. But I would like to see what the DXY is doing. Doesn't really look. Yeah, DXY is not looking. It's not given a very strong signal that it's going to continue lower. So, yeah. Oh, what's that? Some MCT oil. Did that just get delivered?
It just got delivered. I'm so excited. I love it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that MCT oil is the one.
Yeah, mixture of coffee and you don't need to take cocaine, guys. You just need this and coffee and you're good to go.
you don't need cocaine. Yeah. It's not the strongest setup, this dollar CAD.
Yeah, the time is 350 is okay actually. But interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. It could potentially work for a quick scalp, but
I think Aussie and Euro, they look pretty decent.
okay. What do you have for the Aussie?
For the Aussie, yeah, let me share my screen quick. Yeah, I got this. So it's just completed like a larger pattern. If we zoom out, there's a large sort of third tap fake out. So it has potential to drop from it. So Aussie shorts looks pretty decent, to be fair. The only thing is, it has printed and engineered some equal highs, which is cool, because if we do find a little setup here and as confirmation, if we do sell it, then we know an NFP will probably do something like this. You know, just the way it works, really. Yeah, that looks interesting for shorts, but the equal highs are a bit, don't like them. Yeah, so that's Aussie and Euro. Yeah, this is done. I had this liquidity pool here for a while. Can't remember where I got it from though. Probably, yeah, just a point of interest. So yeah, Aussie shorts, Euro shorts, dollar CAD. It looks a little bit messy. It looks like shorts as well. That's the thing. It's not all lining up, is it? And then dollar yen is here now. It's in the middle of a larger pattern. This is not clear. Not really clear price action. Yeah. Not much I can see.
No, we can go through some questions for the next 10 minutes and then we'll start wrapping things up. Got a question here from Chocopie.
Okay, I have a question. I know Diego doesn't care about the news. Yep, that's very, very true. But you don't care about the news on a particular day. I mean, you don't even care about the existence of news on a. All right. So the way I personally sort of trade news is I just trade, to be honest. And normally when I see a setup, I'll look at the news. I will check the news, and if it's something very, 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 very volatile, such as FOMC, CPI, or NFP, I'm gonna hold my trade. I'm normally in it before the news, or I'll be in it after the news. And every now and again, I'm in it during the news. But I honestly I just don't really check it, to be honest. I honestly don't check it. If, for example, you're doing a challenge now, then yeah, cancel your trades. Then yeah, I wouldn't be looking at the news if the prop firm doesn't accept news or whatever. That's just the only example. But news, I don't really check it, to be fair. I'll check it to see if there's volatility. So if I'm looking, I might look at the news calendar, and on Wednesday, it might be a very, very volatile day. There's FOMC, there's CPI, there's all these speeches. Then I know if that's happening on Wednesday, I know there's going to be a trade on Tuesday prior to that. So then I'll be looking for a trade on Tuesday. And then by the time the news comes out, number one, I would have most likely banked already. Or number two, the trade's on break even and I just let the trade run. And if the trade takes me out, it takes me out. If it doesn't, it becomes an even bigger trade. So I don't really check the news in that sense, to be fair. Like if the news says dollar weakness, but I've got a bullish setup, I'm going to listen to the bullish setup. I'm going to listen to the technicals. Because remember, news is volatility, right? It's like the petrol in a car, and trading technicals is like the steering wheel. It's giving you the direction, bullish or bearish. That's it. News is giving you that fuel. So you don't really have to. You need the news for volatility to give you that momentum, but not to give you direction. That's the way I personally look at news. And obviously, that's me personally. I mean, there's other traders that look at fundamentals and technicals and they're smashing it, but everyone's different. I like to simplify stuff and do the least work as possible.
Looks like that dollar cap point of interest played out nicely. So just a quick breakdown of the trade.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful.
So it's not something that I took just because I wasn't too happy with it because of this weak breaker structure. So we would have taken from this banker block up here. So this would have been the trade itself. But remember, this trade would have only been possible because of this entire pattern that was mapped out earlier, guys. This is why we use patterns, yeah. So we had the major move, then we had the correction. This corrective structure had our 1, 2, 3 taps of the upper trend line into this point of interest, and this is the 5-minute, and then on the lower time frame, would have taken this trade if we had a stronger breaker structure here. That's why I didn't take it, but that's just to give you a quick glimpse of what a BLT setup will look like. Yeah, we refer to this as a liquidity grab, don't we?
Yeah.
We haven't taken a live trade with Trading Nut for a while, haven't we?
Nah, it's just a bit of, it's just unlucky, isn't it? Guys,
So guys, we're gonna
check out the previous live streams. There's quite a lot of live trades that we take, but if there's no live trades, we don't take it. You know,
yeah, we're gonna start going weekly again on this on this live stream. So hopefully next week we're on Thursday, I believe, or Friday again. Let's have a look. Next week, Friday. So next week, Friday, put that into your diaries at 10 a.m. We are back. On Trading Nut. So make sure you guys are up for that. Hopefully we'll get a trade. We'll get a trade in, and I'll definitely be feeling a lot more sharper as I'm not 100% still.
Yeah.
So we've got about 5 more minutes, guys. Any questions? All right. Well, if you found this live stream valuable, don't forget to hit that like button before you go. I think we've covered most questions already and most requests. Anything you want to finish up on, Diego?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Just about done. Yeah, that's it. If there's no more questions. There's no more questions. To be fair.
Yeah, I think it was a good session. It was both educational. So give you guys an idea of how we trade with the bank level trading strategy. So if you guys are interested in the bank level trading, there's a link in the description of this video somewhere. Otherwise, if you want to have a chat with us, come join the CTI Discord community and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions there. But on that note, let's wrap things up. Thanks again for attending, guys. And we'll see you guys next week on Friday, 10 a.m. UK time, for another live stream here on Trading Now. Okay?
Lovely. Thank you, guys. Have a good day and trade safe.
Yeah, good weekend, guys. Take care, everyone.
That's on Lawrence. Cool.